5. That is the number 10 of Brent Sexton as we've got one off the pace into turn number 3. Levi Clatt off the pace down on the infield as we say green. Seth Dyer still out in front of Aiden Lang. And that's the orange number 13 machine. Gets a great run off of turn number 2. Has some momentum down the back straightaway. What can he do with it in 3 and 4? All over the tail tank off of turn number 4. They've got a battle on our hands for the lead in turns 1 and 2. Lang running out of room on the bottom side of turns 1 and 2, but he sticks a nose right underneath once again in 3 and 4. 2 laps remaining this time by Seth Dyer, Aiden Lang, Jeff Dyer, Eric Greco, Brent Horn, your top 5. Here comes Seth Dyer with a white flag in the air. Aiden Lang still right there, can capitalize by any bobble from the 4 machine. Lang, he's trying to outside for some momentum down the back straightaway, but right now Seth Dyer seems to have the advantage into 3 and 4 off of 4 for the final time right at the line. It is Seth Dyer by a nose over Aiden Lang, Jeff Dyer, Eric Greco, Brent Horn, and Pat Kelly. Great drive for the 4X machine of Seth Dyer as he gets it done from Yucca Valley, California. Aiden Lang comes home second over Jeff Dyer, Eric Greco, Brent Horn, Pat Kelly, Zate Legend, and Levi Clatt. So, ladies and gentlemen, just like that, you can see some of the push vehicles making their way out. It is NOS Energy Drink USAC midget time. Once again, we've got a great full field of 36 cars. And Chet, buddy, you could take it away, man. We are excited to see you.
I am excited to be here. I love coming out to Bakersfield Speedway, and I think every time I come here I tell this story, but my buddy who's way into racing as well, before I was busy pretty much every weekend, we used to drive from Vegas to Bakersfield just for a weekly race, watch the race, and then drive back home to Vegas that same night because Lee loved the racing out here so much. But phenomenal racetrack, and we thank and appreciate each and every one of you coming out and joining us. Thanks for joining us on FloRacing as well. Getting set to go with 4 heat races. They're going to be 10 laps in distance. From the heat races, the top 4 finishers will advance to tonight's feature event. Everybody else to Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event, where we will take the top 6 and round out our 22-car starting field for night number 1 of our 6-race midget swing here on the West Coast. So getting set to go with heat race number 1, ready to roll up out of the gates.
Hey, race fans, it's time to fuel up. NOS Energy is proud to fuel USAC fans and teams this race season. Stop by the NOS Energy sampling pod for a complimentary NOS Energy. It's crazy good taste with the right amount of energy to fuel victory. Follow NOS on social at NOS Energy Drink to learn more.
So getting set to bring them up out here onto the racetrack, and your lineup's going to look like this for Simpson Race Products heat race number 1 on the inside of row number 1. He's your current national points leader, looking for a 2nd championship with the series out of Sutter, California. Logan Seavey behind the wheel of the number 57 car to the outside from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the 67 of flying Ryan Timms. Row number 2 on the inside from Tehachapi, California. She will be retiring after this 6-race swing. She's got herself a fast race car here tonight. Shannon McQueen behind the wheel of the number 7 car, rolling off 3rd on the field. And her outside from right here in Bakersfield, the 5K of Cade Lewis. Jake Andriotti out of Castro Valley, California, rolls off on the inside of the 3rd row. He's behind the wheel of the 00 car. And who's outside tonight's quick qualifier out of Bixby, Oklahoma, in the 25K, it's Taylor Reimer. Peter Honeybell out of Auckland, New Zealand, into 65 car, starts to the inside of that 4th row, and to the outside of 65 NZ, I should say, the 84 out of Menlo Park, California, the 2023 ARCA Menard Series champ, Jesse Love, starting 8th on the field. Final starter hails from Delano, California, Terry Nichols. And the 1P car rounds out this Simpson Race Products heat race number 1, and it sounds like Drake York may have some info for us.
I do indeed, Shed, and I caught up with some of the drivers after that eventful Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Starting off with Team S, Thomas Meserol. They had problems to start off the night. Even before Dirt Draft Hot Laps, they had issues in wheel packing. And I talked to John Farrell. He told me basically they just had some of their oil lines crossed. No cause for concern. It's kind of those new car blues type thing of stuff going so far for Team Ez. The 31B of Chase Johnson, we heard that loud bang as he came down the front straightaway to end his qualifying run. They think it's something in the electrical box. They, in fact, changed out the electrical box, fired it off back in the pit area, and I believe they're supposed to fire off here before this Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1 and head back into the pits. And finally, the 84 of Jesse Love, another car we heard make a loud noise at the end of his qualifying run. It simply just popped out of gear, no cause of concern for the 84 of Jesse Love as he'll start in Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1. Chet, it's been eventful so far, no doubt about it.
It has indeed, but not necessarily in a terrible way. However, we got all our cars out here and everybody able to fire off and rejoin us. We get set to go. Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1. 10 laps looking for the top 4. Well, with that, we tighten them up behind the Toyota TRD pace truck and get set to rock and rolls on down into the pit area. It's like firing off here for the number 31 car, so hopefully everything is okay. But tightening up behind the Toyota TRD pace truck, Logan Seavey and Ryan Timms on the front row, side by side. Shannon McQueen and Cade Lewis, row number 2. Jake Andriotti and Taylor Reimer on the third row, fourth row. Peter Hunnebell and Jesse Love. And then Terry Nichols rounding out the field as they take one to go from the starter stand. We go green next time. Out of turn number 4 to NOS Energy Drink starting can. You see the cone down here in turn number 4. You got to be side by side up front. The official down the infield, Rich Foreman down there, is keeping a close eye on him and make sure that happens. Now, if we go to a restart after laps are scored into the books, it will be single file restarts. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. Right now, it's Seavey and Timms side by side up front. Again, Logan Seavey rocking that throwback scheme. Jack Kofer's championship cars. The green flag's out. We're underway, and it's going to be flying Ryan Timms getting a jump on him down into the corner. And 3 wide back in the field out of turn number 2 and down the back chute. Shannon McQueen fires out of there and gets into the number 3 spot. She'll skip to the Lou on through for that number 7 car. Takes one away from the 5K and shuffle him back into a spot just behind. He'll be 4th on the field for Cade Lewis. The battle up front, though. Seavey quickly reeling in, flying Ryan Timms. Timms on the high side. Down the inside goes Seavey. A little peeky poo for the number 57 cars. He'll launch her down into 1. Here comes the drive off the corner. Got him down into 3. Can he hang on to it? Flying Ryan lets him skip on through. Now he'll look back to the inside out of turn number 4. He's got the top spot back away. Seavey shuffle back into 2nd on the field. A tremendous tussle up front. Now remember your top 4 advancing, and Seavey getting good launches out of turn number 2 and down the back chute. This time he'll hang on to it. Kind of baited him into something perhaps. As the wily veteran Seavey goes P1 with Timms down on the inside, tucked into the tires. Meanwhile, 3rd and 4th, Shannon McQueen and Jake Andriotti able to get out away from that 5th position. Taylor Reimer in the 25K car. She's picked one off. Talked about it in her interview earlier on. You can be quick qualifier, but you got to hustle for all you're worth if you're going to get transferred to the big dance. So we have picked up the pace here in this first Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1. Seavey driving out away from Timms. Here comes Reimer down on the inside looking for a transfer spot. Andriotti out wide. Reimer's got it. Goes 6th to 4th. Has got her ticket into the big show here tonight. That'll start her 6th on the field if she can hang on to it. Andriotti tried to take it back away. Had a good drive down low. Just couldn't make it stick. And now Reimer's got her sights set on that P3 spot. Get herself off the bunt. And Shannon McQueen lies out ahead. McQueen again rocking. New car out here for this event. That number 7 car, Spike Chassis, Stanton SR11X, just got back from the shop, and she's got her hands full with Reimer down low. Taylor taking a good look at her down into turn number 3, drives a little bit deeper as the white flag comes out up front. Got 3rd away from McQueen. McQueen shuffle back into 4th, still going to the big show. Although here comes Andriotti down on the inside. Checkered flag's going to come out up front. Andriotti deep into turn number 3. McQueen lets him go on through. Here comes Shannon back to the inside. She's got him. Oh, she's seen that play before. Logan Seavey picks up the win. Flying Ryan Timms goes 2nd. Taylor Reimer goes 3rd. And Shannon McQueen gets the 4th and final transfer spot out of Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1. Good job. Give them all a big round of applause as the 57's going to coast back around here. Again, rolled into this weekend with the national points lead, a considerable national points lead for the racer behind the wheel, the number 57, as he has got himself 5 feature event wins in 2023, and we'll send it down with Drake York.
Thanks a lot, Chet. I know John Kofer is smiling back in the pit area. watching the throwback to his championship winning car out front. Logan Seavey, your winner is Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1. Logan, that one did not come easily, and you kind of had to figure some different stuff out. What do you kind of try first? It seemed like that first move you made to the top side and then diamond off the corner worked, but how do you kind of decide where you're going to go to make that first move that's different from the race leader?
Yeah, it's tough. It's actually not the worst thing to be in second there. I didn't get a good start, obviously, and Ryan got ahead, but not the worst thing. Being Heat 1, you get some time to move around. No one really knows where the groove is, and it's tough being the leader when it's like that. So I kind of just found the groove and found the racetrack a little bit quicker, and was able to use it. And I thought that I maybe showed him a little early, and he was able to cross me back over, but I still just don't think he quite knew what I was doing and wanted to, and I was able to get back by him. So huge. Obviously both of us had to win that to kind of save our night and make the feature a little easier. So hopefully we'll be in the first 4 or 5 rows and then see what we can do tonight.
Logan Seavey, your winner is Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1. Chet, every time I talk to his car owner, Brent Cox, he tells me my favorite thing about having Logan Seavey drive one of my race cars is I get to watch the gears turn, and it usually works out pretty good for me. That's his 6th heat race win on the season.
Yeah, phenomenal season so far for 57. Again, as Justin Grant said, he basically needs to be kidnapped to lose the championship at this point. Again, that John Kofer, I called him Jack Kofer, got all excited there. John Kofer throwback to his championship car. Good-looking race car. As we move into Rod End Supply, Heat Race number 2 lineup looks like this on the inside of row number 1 out of Snohomish, Washington. Chance Crum behind the wheel of the 68W car. And his outside from Ferndale, California, behind the wheel of the 58, it's Daniel Whitley. Bryant Wiedemann out of Colby, Kansas. The 81 starts to the inside the second row, and your 4th starter on the field hails from Galloway, Ohio. He's been spending some weeks out here in California. He said he does not like the traffic. Jacob Denny behind the wheel of the 25. Justin Grant from my own California, the number 2 car, and inside that 3rd row, and to his outside, Kenna McIntosh out of Bixby, Oklahoma in the 86. Takes us back to row number 4 on the inside. From Lebanon, Indiana, Spencer Baston in the 9AU, and to his outside, the 73 from Goleta, California, it's David Gasper. Now takes back to your final starter on the field. Back in the drag slot, Ron Hazelton out of Chatsworth, California. 15 WS rounds out. Rod End Supply, Heat Race number 2. And again, 10 laps the distance. Top 4 to advance. Want to go from a starter stand, he'll take the finger this time by as we get set to cut him loose for Rod End Supply. He races number 2, Chance Crum, Daniel Whitley at front row, Bryant Wiedemann to Jacob Denny, row 2, Justin Grant, Kenna McIntosh, the 3rd row, 4th row, Spencer Basin and David Gasper, and Ron Hazelton rounding out the field. So we'll be back here quickly enough. Speaking of quickly enough, Friday's going to get here quickly enough. That's the Hangtown 100 up at Placerville Speedway, Friday and Saturday. You can just kind of journey up through California with us. Love to see you out the racetrack. Can't make it. It'll be live on FloRacing. To the NOS Energy Drink starting can. Side by side. Green flag goes up. Hammers go down. Keep driving the 25 car. Jacob Denny looked like he was going to try to thread the eye of the needle. He'll fire out of the top shelf with Justin Grant down on the inside. Meanwhile, out front, down into turn number 3. Here comes a ripper onto the front chute. That is going to be the number 58. Glazed off the wall there for Daniel Whitley. That'll knock him back just a pinch. Back into the number 2 spot. Chance Crum's got the top spot away. Now Justin Grant going to work down into the corner. The 2 car down low. Pivots his way onto the front chute. Looking for the race lead. He's got it handily. Out of turn number 4. Meanwhile, back behind, getting a little feisty there with Kenna McIntosh. McIntosh had started 6th on the field, scored 4th. And now he is looking for 3rd down into turn number 3 and 4. A little bob and a weave back behind Whitley, left by the wayside. Now another move for the number 2 spot. Kenna McIntosh is cornering like a mouse in sneakers. And that number 86 car, he's got the number 2 spot away. Now sets his sights on running down Justin Grant as a caution flag comes out. A little debris on the racetrack down here in turn number 4. So here's our single file restart I was talking about. So the way this works is down into turn number 3. It'll be Justin Grant's race to start. He can start it anywhere once he enters turn number 3. It's his race to start all the way up to turn number 4 at any time. Back behind, every car must maintain a single file formation behind Justin Grant, within reason, obviously, to the NOS Energy Drink starting can. Past that point, the game is afoot. So we'll see what Grant does here on this refire. We have 7 laps remaining, 3 laps scored into books. So Rod End Supply, he race number 2. So Grant takes him down the back chute. Field starting to tighten up back behind. Keep your eye on McIntosh. So he's got a fast race car out here tonight. Nice easy start for the Deuce. Now Sergi Drink ride down into the corner, trying to pull a couple car lengths out. Turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. McIntosh didn't get the drive on P2 on Chance Crum that I thought he would. So 6-8 rides, got second locked up. McIntosh diamonds off the corner, grabs gravity onto the front straightaway. Here comes a run down to the inside. Good pivot there, tight to the tires. They continue to duke it out. Meanwhile, Daniel Whitley's got 4th in hand, but not for long, perhaps, as Jacob Denny's got a good look to the outside. Whitley trying to get himself off the bump spot for the number 58 car just ahead of Denny. Denny going out wide, works the cushion out, turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. He'll take her deep down into turn number 3. Grant up front got away from him. The battle 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and now 5th on the field. As the Trent Shoring number 25 car continues to sit just outside a transfer spot. And again, a brand new race car just went together over the past couple weeks. As Jacob Denny continues to try to find just a tick more speed to pick off Whitley. The laps dwindling, just 3 to go that time by the starter stand. And now back behind Bryant Wiedemann trying to enter the fray as well in the 81 car. As Grant takes him across. Look out one around. Whitley pivots down into the corner. Caution flag comes out. Stack is back up with 2 laps to go. Green-white checker finish coming our way. Well, we'll go back to our last scored lap. My apologies. 3 laps to go. Get Whitley pushed off. Tag it on to the tail of the field. So that'll put Jacob Denny into a transfer spot. Bryant Wiedemann, the 81 car, will be out looking in. Wiedemann had started 3rd. Spencer Basin out here rolling around. Don't see him behind the wheel of a midget car too much these days, but was a former New Zealand national midget champ, was actually the Indiana Midget Week champ, was the USAC national midget champ, and a Belleville midget nationals champ. So he's got a lot of championships, so he's credited into midgets, but also picked up Rookie of the Year honors back in, actually it was last year, I think, with the World of Outlaws. Primarily wing 410s for him these days, but good to have Spencer out here with us, Lebanon, Indiana racer. And those chassis, actually the Australian team or Aussie team coming over here is actually King chassis, which are made in New Zealand. Shout out Michael Pickens. He's probably watching. I think he's having breakfast while he's doing it. I think they're pretty far ahead of us, aren't they, on the time slot? It's like 15 hours, something like that. So unfortunately, Whitley's down into the infield. He'll not be able to refire and take off for the number 58 car, so a tough break for Daniel. Hate to see that happen. Get him back into the pit area so he can get to work on that race car. So Grant up front, Kenna McIntosh running 2nd, Chance Crum is 3rd, Jacob Denny is now 4th into 25, and out looking in Bryant Wiedemann, the 81. And Spencer Basin, David Gasper, and Ron Hazelton. Because unfortunately, we did not make the gate. Oh, okay, we got to fire it off down there. Alrighty then. So he had pit side anyway with the 58 car. It did fire off for him, but he had pulled down into the infield. Looked like he had retired. There's one to go from the starter stand. So Justin Green up front, wrapping up that 2023 National Championship with the sprint car. I was so disappointed we didn't get to see the non-wing sprint cars at Red Dirt Raceway. Hope it's on the schedule next year. Here we go. Kenna McIntosh got a pretty good start that time. Back behind for the number 86 car, although he'll swing out wide. Open himself up to attack. Chance Crum couldn't quite get up there and occupy that real estate. It's deep down in the corner goes Jacob Denny trying to get himself off the bump. He'll challenge down low. 3 wide down to the flag stand. Bryant Wiedemann saw what was happening on that. He just kind of lifted on the throttle and said, you know what? Maybe we'll just wait till the next lap around. So throttle it back up down the corner. White flags coming out up front. Who wants that final transfer spot? The battle is on. Chance Crum's got it. Bryant Wiedemann wants it. The 81 car down on the inside. Hustles. Down into turn number 3. Can he hang on? Checkered flag for Grant. Wiedemann does so. So it'll be Grant, McIntosh, Denny, and Wiedemann advancing out of Rod End Supply, heat race number 2. Justin Grant up front, picked up that big win at the BC 39. He's also a SmackDown winner in the sprint car. Had a pretty stellar season for the Ione California Racers. We'll send it down with Drake York.
And you mentioned, Chet, Justin Grant seems to be on top of the world right now, collecting that USAC sprint car title. Of course, the BC 39 winner at the dirt track at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Justin, you started 5th, but quickly found your way to the front. It looked like this car had so much grip, but I'm curious to know how much of it was grip in the racetrack and mechanical grip aboard the number 2.
I think the old Knott's Energy Drink number 2's got plenty of mechanical grip tonight, but certainly a lot of that's fine in the racetrack too. The bottom off of 2 was just seemed a lot better than anything else there, and was able to watch that for his first heat race and see that that was pretty important for Logan there when he got to the lead. So just got down there, hit that, and had a good race car and able to drive to the lead.
Game plan executed for JG. Justin Grant, also worth noting, Jeff Walker's in the pit area, who guided Justin Grant to that USAC National Sprint Car title and that BC 39 win. It's a lethal combination back there, Chet, between Dave Eastep, Lacey Doyle, and Jeff Walker.
Jeff Walker also chauffeuring Justin around earlier today. I saw him pulling out there in the car to go get something to eat, so he's got it all going on. It's getting set to go here with TJ Ford's heat race number 3 rolling out onto the racetrack, and your lineup is going to look like this on the inside of row number 1. The racer hailing from Raisin City, California, about an hour and 15 minutes from here. Mitchell Moles behind the wheel of the 19T car, and to the outside out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma, which is a lot further than an hour and 15 minutes. That's Jason Persley in the 19. Hayden Reinbold from Gilbert, Arizona, the 19AZ inside the second row, and to the outside, Braden Shiramonte out of El Cajon, California, in the 14 car. The 68 is Emerson Axum, Franklin, Indiana racer, rolling off 5th on the field. Your 6th starter hails from Pen Grove, California. 2-time national champ Buddy Kofoid in the 67K. Brant Twitty out of Bakersfield, the 4B car inside the 4th row until he's outside out of Brentwood, California. Blake Bauer in the number 9. Marvin Mitchell, the Darrow, California racer, in the 78, rounds out the field. Again, 10 laps, top 4 to advance. TJ Ford's heat race number 3. Locked and loaded behind the Toyota Tierney pace truck. Getting set to go our heat race number 3 of 4. So TJ Ford's heat race number 3. Mitchell Moles, Dason Persley, that front row. Hayden Reinbold, Braden Shiramonte on row number 2. Emerson Axum, Buddy Kofoid on row 3. Row 4, Brant Twitty and Blake Bauer. Then Marvin Mitchell rounding out the field. Axum coming out and running these 6 races with us behind the wheel of the midget. I know he enjoys racing midgets, so looked good in the Dirt Draft Hot Lap session earlier on. Picked up 3 feature event wins with the sprint cars this year. It's also the Eastern Storm champ with the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Cars. Last year he was National Rookie of the Year. Speaking of National Rookie of the Years, sitting on the outside that front row is our AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Rookie of the Year for this year, Dason Persley. Ready to get underway. Mitchell Moles down on the inside, side by side and wheel to wheel to the Knott's Energy Drink starting can. 10 laps. We need those top 4 to advance. Good start up front. Mitchell Moles, slight advantage down into turn number 1. By rotating and motivating around the bottom. Here comes Persley. A look to the outside for the 19 car. Can't quite get her down there deep enough. So he is locked onto the back bumper of Mitchell Moles and unfortunately gives up a little real estate. The 14 car, Braden Shiramonte back behind, occupies P3 down on the inside. That top shelf, a tough row to hose. You see the 67K of Buddy Kofoid giving it everything he's got down into the corner. Slips to the outside, little bobble coming out of Persley, and here we go. Keep an eye on him. 4 cars, all that will advance. We got 5 within that cluster. Down into turn number 3 and a slow one on the front straightaway. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to clear or not. We're going to keep him green out here on the front chute as Persley went on to the point. He does make it off the racetrack. Whew, that was close. Kofoid running second on the field for the 67K car. Braden Shiramonte, Mitchell Moles. Currently your top 4. It's Kofoid trying to find some speed there to run down Persley up front. 68 car back behind. Emerson Axum needs that transfer spot as pestering. On that 19T, Mitchell Moles down into the corner. He backs off from him, goes a little bit higher on the racetrack. You start to see that moisture wicking off that right rear tires. He keeps that baby spun up for the number 68. See if he can figure out something to get around Moles. Here comes a little look again for the 68 car of Axum down into turn number 3. A little slip of the grip there as you see the back end walk around. That's all it takes for Moles to hang on to 4th for now. Shiramonte got 3rd locked up. Meanwhile, out front, Pursley's gone. Kofoid's going to have to settle for 2nd to come out of this heat race. It's Axum. Can he get a transfer spot away from Moles? He thinks he can. Around the outside, now looks to the inside, and now is a beautiful line. Going to go from 5th, looking for 3rd out of turn number 2, and he's got it down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, up front, going to be 2 to go this time by for Dason Pursley. Look out, close quarters racing. Back behind a little bobble for Shiramonte. His little contact was made, and Hayden Reinbold now going to work on him, and Shiramonte's got trouble. And he answers that question. No contact between him and Reinbold. Shiramonte's car locked up. Now, I don't know exactly what was going on for the number 14, but kind of scuffed to a stop. I don't know if he got too sideways and got on the binders and stalled it or what the case was, but it didn't fire off again whenever it started to roll, so there he sits. For the number 14 car, was running 5th. Now he'll be scored back in the number 9 spot. So Pursley up front had a bit of breathing room over Buddy Kofoid. 67K running that P2 spot behind him, the 68 of Emerson Axum. Holding down 3rd, Mitchell Moles shuffle back into 4th on the field for the 19T. So Hayden Reinbold going to see if he can get himself around the 19 car, which would be his teammate. Quickly ready to go back to green. The RPM starting to come up down the corner. Pursley right at the apex, punched the throttle on it. Buddy Kofoid was ready for it. He'll look to the outside down into turn number 1 and try to ride the rim onto the back straightaway. Or not. He kind of shortened up that exit coming out turn number 2 and got a good drive to the inside the 19. For the race lead out of turn number 4. Can't quite get there. And the white flag is out. One more trip around. 4th up for grabs. Hayden Reinbold keeping close company back in that P4 position down into turn number 3 up front. Pursley looking to pick up the win. Checkered flag going to fly coming out of the corner. And it's going to be Pursley, Kofoid, Axum, and Moles advancing out of TJ Ford's heat race number 3. Pursley picking up a heat race win here tonight. No feature event wins in the midgets. He's only been running, well, not necessarily a full season. So we send it down with Drake York.
Thanks a lot, Che. When we talk about people who have been having good runs as of late, of course, Dason Pursley, the 2023 AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Series Rookie of the Year, but also swept the weekend at Kokopah for the Western World with USAC CRA. Now finds himself in victory lane here in TJ Forged heat race number 3 for Reinbold Underwood Motorsports. Buddy Kofoid gave him a good run for it at the end, but it was Dason able to hang on for his 7th heat race win on the season. And Dason, Buddy had been trying the top on you for a couple laps, and then he switched up the game plan and challenged you to the inside of 3 and 4. Did you anticipate him going to the bottom there?
No, I didn't. I just kind of figured that Buddy and them were moving around quite a bit, and they had to start pretty deep there. So figured they were kind of making moves and being able to move through the crowd. And I just knew that if he was in my inside there, he just got a little bit harder run down the back straightaway, and on the white flag lap, just going into 3, I just kind of protected that a little bit more, and was fortunate enough that I didn't see him there. So hats off to everyone, AME Electrical, Reinbold Underwood Motorsports, and they've been working really hard, and Connor and Jacob, and we didn't have a good qualifying effort, so good to pick up that heat race win there.
Dason Pursley, your winner in TJ Forged heat race number 3.
Takes into Car IQ. Heat race number 4. Lineup looks like this on the inside of row number 1 from San Jose, California. T-Mez, Thomas Mesrall in the 7X car rolls from the pole to the outside from Fresno, California. Mariah Eid in the 71E. Carson Macedo out of Lemoore, California. 99 AU on the inside, that second row. And his outside, the 71 out of Clovis, California. The Extreme National Midget Champ, Jade Avedissian, starting 4th on the field. Michael Facinto out of Hanford, California, 14T inside row number 3. Into the outside from Allentown, Pennsylvania, Gavin Miller in the 97. And then Brody Fuson out of Bakersfield, California, 51 inside the 4th and final row. Into the outside from Pengrove, California, 31B, hopefully all as well for Chase Johnsons. That's how we'll line up Car IQ heat race number 4, 10 laps, top 4. So Car IQ, heat race number 4, 1 to go from the starter stand. Thomas Mesrall on the front row to the inside. The outside, Mariah Eid. Row number 2, Carson Macedo and Jade Avedisian. Michael Facinto and Gavin Miller on the third row. Brody Fuson and Chase Johnson rounding out the field. Let's get ready to cut them loose. Our final heat race. We got a dash coming up for the Lightning Sprints. Then we'll have an Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event for the midgets. And then it'll be all features all the time after that here at Bakersfield Speedway at the November Classic. It's Mesrall down on the inside. The MF1 chassis. Ready to see what she can do after a little tuning on it down the pit area. Eads got a good start to the outside. Mesrall backs it into the corner. Well, drag race out of turn number 2, down the back chutes. Got the advantage into turn number 3. Now he's going to try to put a gap on him. He's back behind, a little slicing coming through there as Macedo moves up into the field. Jade Avedisian back behind, hold down P4. As Macedo goes to work on Mariah Eid for second. Slips on through down into turn number 3, keeps it locked down. The inside, trouble for T-Maz. He's slow coming out of the corner. Everybody manages to brush on by. The caution flag comes out. We just got the candles snuffed down there in the corner. That thing shut down and was a rolling roadblock. So a tough break for Mesrall. So getting the 7X. New power plant underneath the hood, EA Stealth. Engler Ford, they worked on that all season long to get that thing kind of super tuned. He picked up a win with that motor at the BC 39. But a brand new chassis, that MF1 chassis. And anytime you're developing new technology, as the case may be, you're going to have some bugs to chase. And unfortunately, he's got one right now. So Tim Engler starting his own team, Engler Machine and Tool. If you get a chance to check them out, they do everything. They build a little bit of everything. They're known for fuel injection, obviously, and machine work, but they also build pulling tractor chassis. I think for the big pro stock tractors. I need to get down there and visit with him sometime. So it looks like headed pit side. Unfortunately for the 7X car, takes him out of the mix. That'll put Mariah Eid onto the point in car IQ heat race number 4. So her race to start. Lights down around the racetrack. Green flag set to fly anywhere between turn number 3 and 4. Macedo stalking her. Down in the corner. Eid's going to hold him up late. Gets onto the throttle. We're off and running. Good start from Mariah. Going to get out away from Macedo. Back behind. The battle's going to be for third. Down into the corner. Deep run for Gavin Miller. Hot shoe out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Gets around the outside of Avedisian. Kind of shuffle her back into fourth as they cross the line. Jade trying to come back at him. And Gavin Miller's finding some speed. Keep your eye on Miller in the 97 car. He'll run her deep into turn number 3. A little bobble. Drops the nose on it. Now looks to the inside of Macedo. Nope, back to the outside. Psych, he says, down into turn number 1. He thought about it and then thought better of it. Zil Hasselett. Close quarters racing. Back behind. Coming from the tail of the field. Keep around Brody Fuson picking up that Western States Midget Championship. He's got a good line down low. 51 car. Going to sniffle his way through there on Jade Avedisian. She's got the final transfer spot. Now Brody's got it. Down into turn number 3. Can he hang on to it? Avedisian's got to crank up the wick on the 71 car if he's going to get there. So we got one around 360. That's an automatic caution down at turn number 4. So under United States Auto Club rules, you see that Chase Johnson just shut her down there. Pulled a 360. Got out from underneath him. He completed that little donut, if you will, but under USAC rules, it's an automatic caution, so he just shuts her down and waits and get him tagged onto the tail of the field. So the Bauman Motorsports 31 car back to the tail. One to go from the starter stand. 5 laps remain. 5 laps scored into books. I looked up to see if your scoreboard counted up or down, and that was a poor time to do it. Because I still don't know. Sometimes I amaze myself. So Brody just got that 4th and final transfer spot away for the number 51 car. Jade Avedisian now out looking in. Up front, Mariah is going to bring his field back to life again. Little slip of the grip for 71E. That'll get Macedo down on the inside. Keep company. Carson trying to make a move on Eid. Will pick her off out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway and prop open the door for Miller. Miller can't get there in time. Has to slide the tires down into the corner, keep himself out of the side of the 71E car, and unfortunately throws himself back into the clutches of Brody Fusen. Fusen slow. That's going to check him up. Another shot perhaps for Avedisian. Unfortunately, she just got shuffled back another spot as the 14 car of Jacinto is able to slip on through. Trying to regain that position, that lost position down into the corner. 3 laps to go that time by, and a great run for Gavin Miller coming out turn number 2. Holy smokes! He should have had a vapor trail coming off on him. I don't know where he found to drive. He was able to launch down into turn number 3 and 4. Mariah Eid will not let him get away quietly, however. She'll ground down low, and that 71E car can't hold off Miller. And now Miller may be able to get, if he can get another run like that coming out turn number 2, he might be able to get that top spot. White flag is out up front for Carson Macedo. Watch Miller's line down at turn number 1 and 2. Kind of rotates, shoots it across the bottom, and finds big speed down into turn number 3. He's closing, but he's closing a little too late to get the win in Car IQ Heat Race number 4. Checkered flags out for Macedo up front. Miller's going to go second. Brody Fusion and Mariah Eid will be your 4 that advance. Avedisian, Jacinto, Johnson, and Team Mez will all be back at the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Cards semi-feature event. But Carson Macedo's got to be feeling good about that. To my knowledge, this may be the first time he raced a midget this year, and he already is in victory lane for this heat race. We'll send it down with Drake.
At least the first time with the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midgets, Chet. First appearance on the season, and he's already got himself a heat race win. Of course, well-known driver now across the nation and has so much success here in California. Carson, you got close to Mariah Eid a couple times before that yellow flag came out on that restart. You were able to drive even with her and eventually get past. How did you time that restart so perfectly?
I think I just got off a 4 a little bit better than her. I was able to kind of squeeze a little bit more grip off the bottom there and just beat her into turn 1, and that just really helped. So I'm feeling pretty comfy. It's always fun to drive these Dyson Motorsports. Midgets at the end of the year here in California. It's always a lot of fun. I feel like I'm actually a little winded there. It's just a different style, and I'm probably holding my breath a little bit more, trying to do a better job than normal instead of just relaxing and getting after it. So, Sean Dyson, my brother Frog, Jeff, Jai, Scotty, everybody. I mean, we got a big group back there, and everybody's working really hard and doing a good job. So. Tommy Tarleton's here tonight. Obviously, Sean and Felicity Dyson giving us first-class equipment here with these complete parts and equipment cars. They look really good. Hopefully we can keep them going as fast as they look good.
Carson Macedo after another win with the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midgets on the West Coast as he wins Car IQ Heat Race number 4.
I can guarantee you if they are as fast as they look good, they're going to have to time to the planet. So send him down into the pit area. We got a dash coming our way. The Elliott's Custom Trailers and Cards semi-feature event for the NOS